And I told you that Jada was addicted to. So how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV.
Being around Will for 38 years and Jada for almost 3 decades, I saw a lot of things that I believe to be criminal.
You expect to be with somebody forever, ever? Forever, ever? It's like, let's get real with it from the gate, you know?
Will Smith just dropped a bombshell no one saw coming. After years of drama, rumors, and cheating scandals, it looks like the tables have finally turned on Jada. There's now talk of a federal investigation into her alleged crimes. And to make things worse, a $3 million lawsuit claims she threatened to end someone's life. That's wild. It really seems like Jada might not slip away from this one. In this video, we're diving deep into all the chaos surrounding her name, every controversy, every accusation, and all the powerful people who are now stepping forward against her.
Recently, you've opened up and talked about back in your early days when you were younger. You said that you were a drug dealer, and you said you just decided that this one little piece was important to share.
A bad one at that.
You weren't even a good drug dealer?
I wasn't a good one.
Oh, no. But you said it was finally time to share. So why was now the time?
Well, I felt like there had been, and still is, a lot of missing pieces to my relationship with Tupac, and I know that there's a lot of intrigue around it.
Jada has practically been exposing herself for years. From her old stories about dealing on the streets to those never-ending rumors of her stepping out on Will, and now the shocking claims that she even threatened someone's life. It's all out there. What a wild history she's got. Jada's reputation has always been colorful, and she's never been shy about putting Will in uncomfortable situations for the world to see. Her so-called no-holds-barred memoir, released in 2023, made that crystal clear. In it, she openly admitted to cheating on Will several times. And get this, when he actually confronted her about it on Red Table Talk, she turned around and tried to put the blame on him. Unbelievable.
Jada Pinkett Smith brought herself to the red table, and surprisingly, her husband Will Smith joined her. They talked about pain, healing, and yes, Jada's entanglement with August Alsina.
It's all love.
Recently, Alsina revealed to the world that he was involved in a relationship with Jada while she was still married. And even though statements were released denying the affair, Pinkett Smith is now reluctantly confirming that the relationship did indeed exist.
It's a situation that I considered private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
During the 12-minute Red Table Talk episode, Jada sat down with Will to explain how she met August 4.5 years ago. But the friendship didn't turn into something more until she and Will were ready to call it quits.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
Yes, we know entanglement is vague as hell, but thankfully, Will pressed her to be more clear.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely.
We also got clarity on the misconception that Will gave August permission to sleep with his wife.
The only person that could give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. Yeah. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker.
Now, if you're like us, you're probably wondering why August? Well, we'll let Jada explain it.
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Eventually, August broke things off and they haven't really talked since. And the Smiths claim they are now stronger than ever.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
Now this is where things really start to twist. For years, people believed Will and Jada were in some kind of open marriage. but both of them flat out denied it. Turns out that rumor wasn't exactly true because according to what's come out, Jada was the only one actually seeing other men. That's wild. She once described their relationship as a transparent marriage, which basically meant she wasn't supposed to cheat, but somehow still did. The strange part? She would reportedly tell Will every single time she stepped out on him, as if that somehow made it okay. It's no wonder everyone's scratching their heads trying to figure out what was really going on between them.
Everybody talks about you all the time.
Right.
You know, just lots of rumors and tabloids and all of that. And you're very careful in the book not in a whiny way or whatever. Let me clarify this.
Right.
Let me clarify these things that have been said. And one of the things that you are careful to clarify is it was never an open relationship.
Thank you. I'm glad, yes. It was
a transparent. You say it's a transparent relationship. And what do you mean by that?
So transparent meaning, look, I wasn't going to fool myself into thinking that we as 20-some-year-olds, babies, mind you, getting married and living in Tinseltown, spending a lot of time apart, okay, that we weren't going to run into temptation situations.
You're young, beautiful, rich, temptation.
Right.
You're apart a lot. Temptation is raining down on you.
Right, exactly, right? And I'm like, hey, we got to be in partnership with this. Like, I wanted to face it head on and just go, I didn't want to create a culture of deceit or betrayal between us. And I just wanted to be real about it from the gate. I had seen so much just with, I knew what street fame brought dudes, okay? I knew what street fame brought. And I'm like, if street fame does that, I can only imagine what global fame does. And from me, my own experience walking into rooms, all eyes on me, and how intoxicating that was as a young woman. You know what I mean? It's like I had been there and done that, you know, in regards to my earlier years before I met Will. But I just knew that I just wasn't going to set myself up that way. But it was never an open marriage, you know, and like either one of us get to do whatever we want to do. That was never the case.
As you say in the book, it's about eliminating the possibility of betrayal.
Yeah.
If something happens or you want it to happen, talk about it.
Absolutely.
Which is the healthiest way to go in.
Listen.
Because it happens to everybody.
Listen, if you expect to be with somebody forever, it's like, let's get real with it from the gate, you know?
An open marriage would have honestly made more sense than whatever this situation really was. When Jada first spilled her version of events, the internet went wild. People couldn't stop roasting both her and Will. One person even wrote, "They both do my head in," constantly gaslighting the public that their mutual humiliation and betrayal of each other isn't humiliating and betraying. What an exhausting family of insular people. That comment blew up fast. But here's where things get even messier. Everyone in Hollywood already had a clue about how strange Will and Jada's relationship really was. The industry had been whispering for years about who they were seeing and what was happening behind those mansion gates. Then things took a darker turn once people started talking about what was actually happening inside their home. Rumor has it, Jada had men visiting all the time, and the environment wasn't exactly what you'd call healthy for kids to grow up in. That's one of the reasons folks started saying Jaden and Willow wanted to get emancipated, just to escape the chaos. And to top it all off, Will's longtime best friend, Bilal Smith, sat down for an interview and dropped shocking claims about what he'd personally seen in that house. What he revealed left people speechless.
You know, about the sexual things they were doing allegedly to certain people and all that. And I told you that Jada was addicted to. So how Jada would watch at the houses, she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So now, I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm going to let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember. Your wino's going to remember it. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm going to sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do, period. And I got to have evidence. So we not playing. That's why they didn't sue. So back to these discs with all these, this homemade on it or whatever.
You heard that right. The claims are wild. It's being said that Jada was openly watching adult videos right in the middle of the house while Jaden and Willow were around. That's seriously disturbing. People have been pointing out strange signs for years that something wasn't right in that household. Jaden, especially, always seemed uneasy whenever he was around Will, and fans couldn't help but notice that tension in public appearances and interviews. Some even believe that's one of the biggest reasons he decided to step away from the entertainment industry completely. He just didn't want any part of the madness anymore.
There's there's a distance in terms of affection showing between the general and his son.
Absolutely.
Is it like that at home or no?
Nah,
Really. We're very affectionate.
Well, have you ever
We're very affectionate.
he tried to kiss me in the
have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before?
You're not looking kiss
Can
my
you kiss
son.
your on Thai television?
I can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
Are you okay?
Oh my God.
What are you saving for?
I'm gonna buy my parents' house.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna buy your parents' house from them?
From them, yes.
Okay. Will they then stay there with you?
No, I'm gonna give them a little apartment.
Will that be like in the backyard, or where will they?
Bilal didn't stop there. His claims just got even more explosive. Allegedly, while Jada was out here embarrassing Will on national TV, he was living a double life of his own. Rumors started flying that Will was getting involved with other men, and one of those names was Bryshire Gray, the actor from Empire who later turned to adult entertainment. That connection shocked everyone. Will had publicly said he was going to mentor Bryshire, but people are now questioning what he really meant by that. The timing, the rumors, and the strange closeness between them had everyone talking non-stop. If what Bilal hinted at is even partly true, then this whole situation is way deeper and darker than anyone ever imagined.
Great, I'm watching him, he's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo, so Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline.
It's like Uncle Will, who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like, I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraji and Terrence Howard,
About an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his nipple and trying to put his finger in his. Jada responded to the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes, it went all over the world.
It was in Arabic, I saw it.
Yeah, it's India, everywhere. I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to show that it was true. That's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that, I extorted you, there was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out. Now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar, Kenneth B. Hertz, because he said I never knew Will, that I never worked for Will, and that he said he represented Willard Carroll Smith, which is Will's real name, but he was asking me to take down statements from Jada. So that's what we call in law overreaching. You cannot, if you're saying you represent Will, you can't compel me to do something against Jada, right? So I already knew that I had him legally. So I said, okay, I got y'all. Now, once that happened, there was another interview, of course, when she came outside and reiterated that she was suing, right? And there was another interview with TMZ just after that where one of the cameramen asked Jada, hey, Jada, have you seen Will with any men before? And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too, because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera, squeezing his nipple and trying to put his finger in his. After that, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, AKA Charlie Mack, the federal informant. He reached out to me through a friend. From my understanding, allegedly, it was Will and Charlie.
Bilal ended up spilling everything. No filters, no hesitation. But when Jada found out what he'd said, she completely lost it. She was furious that her private business was being dragged out in public like that. Jada didn't stay quiet either. She went on The Breakfast Club and straight up called Bilal a liar in front of everyone. She even talked about taking legal action, saying she was ready to hit him with a defamation lawsuit for spreading false stories about her. The tension between them reached a whole new level.
The No Soccer Mom chapter, right? You shoot down every rumor there's ever been about y'all. That y'all are swingers, that y'all were both gay and playing each other's biz, that y'all were sleeping with whomever you choose.
Yeah.
How does it feel in 2023 to still have those same rumors out about people you love, like Will and Dwayne?
I know.
That just came out too recently.
Yeah, and let me just say this. It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a shakedown, a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action. Because it's one thing to have your opinion about somebody versus just making up salacious, malicious stories. So that's actionable. So we're going to roll with that.
Here's the twist, though. Despite all that talk, Bilal's interview was never hit with a cease and desist. And guess what? He was never actually sued for defamation either. That got everyone wondering what's really going on. If Jada was that serious about taking him to court, why didn't she follow through? People started connecting the dots and questioning whether Bilal might have been telling the truth the whole time. But instead of guessing, let's hear it straight from Bilal himself. He had something to say that'll make you look at this story completely differently.
Jada said she was going to sue you. Did she sue you? And why are you suing her? Can you elaborate there?
So, well, yes, Jada went on several platforms, The Breakfast Club, TMZ, saying that she was going to sue me and so forth and so on. Will was going to sue me, and the answer is no, because you can't sue somebody for telling the truth, right? That's number one. Then number two is that I said in an interview, if she didn't sue me, I was going to sue her, and I dared her to sue me because, like I said, being around Will for 38 years and Jada for almost 3 decades, I saw a lot of things that I believe to be criminal within that time. So at the end of the day, if you want to say you're going to sue or whatever, now's your chance. You could just countersue, right? But she hasn't done nothing yet. The only thing she's done was allegedly pay all these people like Megyn Kelly, the TMZs, and all these people to put smear campaigns out on it, right? Megyn Kelly's calling me a glamour. I never knew Will. Well, how did I never know Will? And we got, I'm on this, he just shot me out on his first album and all the way to his book, Will, his autobiography, where he talks about me in the book, put my picture in the book, and put my name in the book. So it's no denying that. And if you play a little bit more, you'll see how repugnant and diabolical Megyn Kelly is for someone.
Looks like Jada might have been bluffing when she claimed she was going to sue brother Bilal. But Bilal definitely wasn't joking around. You can't just go on air and call someone a liar without expecting consequences. Now, Bilal's the one taking action. He's officially suing Jada for a massive $3 million, accusing her of lying about him and damaging his name. That's a bold move. Now the pressure's on Jada to prove in court that Bilal was making things up. But here's where it gets really intense. Bilal hinted that he's got videotapes as proof of what really went down. If he brings even one of those out, it could completely blow things up for both Will and Jada. The entire situation is hanging by a thread, and everyone's watching to see who breaks first.
The Will and Jada sagas and entanglements and drama was out of the mainstream.
Bro,
here we are again.
It's back. Now, a man by the name of Bilal Salam alleges that Jada and her entourage basically rolled up on him at a birthday party in 2021. He said he was very close friends with Will for decades. But Jada and about 7 other people confronted him at Will's 53rd birthday party. And he claims that she became very aggressive She told him that if he didn't stop telling her personal business, that he would end up missing or catch a bullet. That's what he's saying. He also claims that Jada was demanding that he sign like a non-disclosure agreement. And he said months later, they actually needed his help. He claims that, after Will's infamous Oscar slap, they were trying to use him to help him with crisis management. But according to the lawsuit, it says the plaintiff refused to perform tasks he believed to be illegal, unethical, or morally compromising. And he's basically saying that he didn't want to be involved in any cover-up or deceptive PR campaigns. And now he feels like they're retaliating against him, and he's suing her for $3 million.
So the threat was regarding what exactly? Rewind that for me.
So the threat was, stop telling my personal business. And he's claiming that she said, or end up missing or catch a bullet, according to him. That's what he's saying.
Got it. And he was working with the family.
That's what it sounds like, because he says he was very close to Will for years. And at one point they needed him. But he refused to cooperate with, stuff that he felt was illegal.
The wildest part of this whole situation is what Jada allegedly did to try and silence brother Bilal. Instead of facing him in court, word is she decided to handle things in a way that's way more dangerous. Reports say Jada knew she couldn't win the case, so she went straight for intimidation. According to insiders, she allegedly threatened Bilal and even sent people to try and keep him from talking. That's next-level drama right there. If those claims turn out to be true, it's not just about lawsuits anymore. It's about control, fear, and protecting secrets that were never meant to see the light of day.
I got a driver, Fernando, that would drive me around. In Colombia, everything's cheap. So he'd drive me around, run errands, do everything that I need to do. Kind of like an assistant, right? So we're pulling up to my apartment in Colombia. And when I pull up to my apartment in Colombia, there are a bunch of guys with two guys with black pants and white shirt, Scientologist outfits, right? Not saying they're Scientologists, who knows, right? And then there was another guy who I found out to be a private investigator, and they were by my house. So I told him to drive past, right? So he drove past, he parked. And I'm like, damn, why are they in front of my house? But the crazy thing before that, somebody sent a picture of the front of my door in my apartment and texted to me from a number, right? With nothing. So I put two to two together. I'm like, damn, they might be out to get me, right? So we're driving one afternoon. And while we're driving through that afternoon, a car pulled up with a guy with a mask on, right? And tries to run my boy off the road. So he's trying to not run, because in Colombia, you have a lot of freeway parts, but you also have a part like there's no barriers. So you could, somebody make a wrong turn, you down there.
Because it's mountainous.
Yeah, so the car is, so my assistant trying to hitting the other car so we don't go on a barrier. So the guy put the gas on, boom, right? One of the people that I saw, even with the mask, I'm able to see it was one of the people that was at my apartment. So we rolled down the embankment, right? Glass breaking, everything. Like I could hear oh man, it was bad, right? So by the time I get myself together, I look over, my man got a big piece of glass like this stuck in his head, right? It's about this long, because the windshield broke when we was tumbling down. So finally the police came, the ambulance came, they took me to the doctor. So now my back is messed up, I gotta have black surgery, and then my knee. I have to have knee surgery, yeah. So
how is the driver?
How is he? He still got brain damage. He still got brain, I'm responsible for this guy now. He still has brain damage.
It's crazy how all this drama is unfolding right as Diddy's facing serious time behind bars. What makes it even wilder is that Jada and Will were actually connected to Diddy back in the early 2000s, but even he didn't want to stay tangled up with them. Rumor has it, things got real uncomfortable when Jada and Will allegedly tried to convince Jennifer Lopez, who was Diddy's girlfriend at the time, to join them for a threesome. That's a bold move that left everyone stunned. Apparently, that was the exact moment Diddy decided to step back and distance himself from the chaos. I mean, just think about it. When you're so wild that not even Diddy wants to deal with your energy, that says a lot. The connections, the timing, and the rumors all paint a picture that's getting darker and more unbelievable by the day.
We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damien was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. It was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damien, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his own some kind of way, like, and then he went like this, you know, like that. I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, "Yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm going to snuff him." I said to myself, Will Smith gonna beat the shit out you. Now, Puff could scrap now, but I don't think he could beat Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? But he could scrap. You know what I'm saying? So then he said that shit. So I didn't go back over there where Will Smith's sister and her husband was. I stayed about, if he snuffed Will, I could move slow enough that Will could probably get 2 or 3 punches back in. Yeah, but that's funny. He thought that Jada and Will was coming on too strong to Jennifer, making advance.
Now here's where things get even more jaw-dropping. Rumors are floating around that Will might actually be featured in one of the tapes Diddy recorded. That's wild, right? What makes it even crazier is how this lines up with what Brother Bilal's been saying all along. According to him, both Jada and Will had a habit of recording everything that went down behind closed doors, just like Diddy allegedly did. If these rumors are even halfway true, it could explain why so many people in the industry have stayed quiet for so long. Nobody wants those tapes to surface.
Sex tape that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another male, they say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black, that are black actors or black in the business, there's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black, that Rat Pack, and I don't want to even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner. What's the other guy? Leonardo. Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they're really true. Because if they got if they got some cake takes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro.
What do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know your take on how deep this really goes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this breakdown opened your eyes. And make sure to hit that bell so you don't miss the next wild update. See you in the next one.